We're back on another Friday. We're gonna thank Open Doors again. We're gonna snap it up for our DJ, and we're gonna clap it up for ourselves. It's good to see everybody in this mug, man. I'm hot to the mug too up here. So anyways, let's get this shit started. Got us off that black power tip and hooked us on that crack powder shit. Killed our leaders and poisoned our brains. 400 years later, we're still living in vain. Killing each other, revolving in pain. Fighting off our ancestors, carrying our oppressors' names. Uneducated with no illusion of truth. Living this lying and selling it to our youth. I think that generation's lost. With no future, because we don't know our past. And those who think they are first are surely last. While our history, it goes beyond the shackles and slave ships. It starts with spirituality, mathematics, and hieroglyphs, but we wouldn't know this. Because we are programmed to destroy our thinking. And what we are taught in school just leaves our minds shrinking. Kings and queens turned into slaves. Our God mistaken, only believing in the one they gave, but have no clue who our ancestors praised. We are dazed. It confuses the enemy. Taught to hate ourselves and destroy our identities. Left with black on black crime and destruction of our communities. Cleaning the money, alcohol, and drugs like these are our entities. Wake up. Yet anyone who tries is slain by a corrupt system created to leave us all mentally enslaved, knowing that our education is the biggest threat. Because with enough time, we are bound to forget those who died trying to free our minds, so they make us sports stars and give us a network that leaves us blind. Stop and notice how people look. If they don't see us dribbling the ball, they get shook and scared if we have a book, because knowledge is power and so is the color of your skin. So stop trying to pretend the true enemy's within, because how will they ever like you if you don't like the color of your own skin? Don't point the finger and blame. Dispose of your shame. Now stand up and take back your name. You are not Johnson. You are not Smith. What you are is what you decide to do once you get tired of their shit. What we are is what we do when we unify and stop begging for equality, because here there is none. And the only thing left to do is to grab a gun and shoot back, because there are more blacks dying in this country than soldiers in Iraq. Now where is the real war at? It's in the hearts of our youth, because they don't know which way to go. I gave up on older folks because they still think change should come with the vote. We're brainwashed. Bash Garvey, when he tried to get us back on the boat, we're brainwashed. Thought equality would come through songs of peace and hope. We're brainwashed. We're brainwashed. Nonviolent movements hoping they found compassion after our jaws broke. Man, y'all got me. Y'all got me. I'm gonna stop right there. Y'all ain't even ready for it. I'm gonna stop right there. Y'all ain't even ready for it. Y'all got me. I had to wait. I had to remember where the hell I was. So welcome back to Speak Your Truth. You know what I'm saying? That's just a little bit of mine. We do this every second and fourth Friday. Right here. Do our thug thizzle. Let me break down the rules before I call up who's first. Which I ain't seen the list yet. So who is first? I don't even know that. The list. Who signed up? Flash. You're first? Oh, perfect. Yeah, man, I ain't even did the rules yet, man. I ain't coming up yet, man. Straight up. Shout out to the DJ, though. But anyways, no, I got to break these rules down first. Number one rule that we have here is come in here and speak your truth. Don't be ashamed to do it. Be unapologetic with your truth, all right? Number two, respect other people's truths, because if you look around, we're all different, and somebody may think a little bit different than you, and they may come up here and express that, and we want to keep this space where we can allow that to happen. You know what I mean? Because you grow when your truth is challenged. You know what I'm saying? That's how growth happens, and that's kind of what we invite. This is growth. This is healing, right? Number three, ain't no fighting in this bitch. All right? None of that shit. All right? This is a place of peace, a place of love. You know, so we ain't doing none of that. All right? We're gonna love each other. We're gonna protect each other. We're gonna be here for one another. All right? All right. Respect. So, without further ado, I'm gonna shut my ass up. Vlad, come on up here, my guy. Speak your truth.
Alright, so last night I came home and it was like at 3 in the morning after work, so I haven't had much time to prepare. I wrote something down, I haven't had time to learn it. like to memorize it, so I'm gonna read it. Little thing before I start, because of the fact that all of the information provided by me today is based on my personal opinion and experience, kindly requested not to perceive the information as truthful, but to verify its authenticity personally. All characters in the stories you'll hear today, even the ones based on the real people, are totally fictional. Those stories not to be considered as an attempt to insult your nation, religion, race, or your feelings. Thank you, and let's begin. So, today, how are you doing, guys, today? Are good? Okay. So today I would like to talk about how Americans see things differently than Russians or Ukrainians do, because I'm personally Russian and Ukrainian, and I always get those really weird questions like, is it true that you guys Russian always drink vodka, sit with bears, and play harmonica? That is not true. So let me ask you, what does most part of the Americans do when some of their things breaks, like phone, TV? You throw them away, right? And you buy a new one, because you need a new TV. If your phone breaks, you need a new phone, you buy a new phone, right? So, you know, a lot of people like me to tell stories because I have plenty of those. So, I haven't lived in a rich family. My first phone was Nokia 21010, which is a really old phone with buttons. Let me tell you, it was 3 times older than me. And it had 5 apps and 1 game. My first game on my phone was Little Snake game. It was black and white. And don't even get me started on the memory on that phone. It wasn't even in gigabytes. And in my childhood, when I was little, the way we were installing the games, we had this wonderful thing called IK Port. And I can bet any money in the world, almost all of you don't know what that is. It was a Bluetooth of my childhood. So why am I telling you this boring ass configuration of my old phone? I had the phone for over 4 years. I could drop it from like 10th floor of the building on the concrete and it won't break. I'm not lying to you. You can try to burn that phone, it'll be burning. If you call it, it'll ring. The screen will melt. It'll still ring. I never had any fancy toys in my life. My first pistol I was playing with was a stick that I actually could find on the street, and it just looked like a pistol, you know. I started working in the age of 14, and let me tell you, in Ukraine it's legal. Ukraine, Russia, doesn't matter. I was selling SIM cards for the phones. I had profit like of 25% of it, of sales, and I was getting paid like $5 a whole entire day. And I mean it. I was starting at 8 in the morning and finishing at 2 p.m. Then I had 2 hours break, and since my city was so small I could go home, it was taking me like 30 minutes to go home and 30 minutes to get back, so minus an hour. So I had 1 hour to go home, eat some food, and get rest. And then I was starting back from 2 in the morning and until like, at 2 p.m. like until 2 in the morning. And I was getting home. And by 8 in the morning next day, I was supposed to be at work. And for all that, I was getting paid $5. And for like 2014, 2013, that was a huge money for me. I could go to the store, buy some food, give some money to my mom, and I still had some money to like go with my friends and have fun. Once I started working in Ukraine, I realized how tough it is to make money. And here you guys making money pretty easy. I'm talking about teenagers. Because you don't have to worry about paying for rent, utilities, your car credit, if you have one. And if something, you always know your parents will always have your back. So I want to say that teenagers in the United States don't see the value of many things in their life. I broke my new iPhone 8. I'm gonna go and get a new one. My mom will pay for the rest of the old one. Sometimes we don't even realize that some things can be fixed and no need to throw them away. It's not that hard. I was raised without my biological dad, and I was taught to do everything myself. By who? By me. I learned how to shave on my own, how to fix car on my own, and let me tell you, by the time I was learning all that, I haven't had my phone that I could unlock and go on the YouTube and be like, hey YouTube, how can I change my tire? Or go on the Google and like, hey, how do I change my oil? I had to go around the neighborhood and I had to ask the people who actually know how to do it to teach me on their own car. And I had to pay them because to change the oil, gotta buy them an oil so that they can show me how can I change the oil in their car first and then in mine. So the people in Russia and Ukraine, because of the fact that they don't make a lot of money, they learn how to fix things so that they can save up some money. When I got here, I met a woman. I was 18, we started dating, nothing super different, kisses, walks, and right now, I really miss that person. She died in a car crash, and I literally right now, I remember when I was writing this scenario, I'm not gonna lie to you, I literally walked out of the house, and I went for a 5 hours walk until the morning when I finished it. Because all of the memories that I had in my head, and all that time that I realized that I spent useless, I didn't spend with that person. Right now, I would give up my soul to just spend 10 minutes to again go back to that day where I could just literally walk out of my house and walk her from the store to the house. Since of this whole story, don't be afraid to put your phone aside. Get your ass up and do something without asking Google, my bad. Because paths are made by walking, and difficult roads usually lead to beautiful destinations. Try to treat things in your life with respect, because your parents ready to put down their health and valuable time at their work. So once you can get a chance, give them a hug. Let them know how much you love them, respect what they do for you. Because the time, we don't have a lot of that in our life. You never know what will happen tomorrow. Cherish the time you spend with people that are close to you, because we start to cherish when we lose someone or something. Learn it the hard way, really hard way. And never say mean words to your parents or loved ones out of anger. Your anger will pass, but the words you say to your loved ones or your parents, they'll scar forever. One more thing, never change for anyone. I personally have those words I always say to people that are around me. I exist as I am, and that is enough for me. I'm sorry, I won't change, take it or leave it. And thank you for your attention, and never forget to spend the time with your loved ones and family.
My man always come and drop that wisdom. So yeah, he'll teach you something too. You know what I mean? World history. I ain't took that class yet. World history. All right, learn about different parts of the world, different struggles. And I bring that up because it's like it sounds different and it sounds boring to us, but there are other people going through shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't just our situations or your situations that's bad out here. There are other people going through shit. So I respect you for coming up here and sharing some of those truths. All right. Next on the mic we got, let me see if I can say this right, Dominica.
I can't dance. I'm white. That is my truth. It'd be like that sometime. I feel you. Don't worry about it. This post's called White White.
Go ahead, girl.
A conversation between me and a friend. You're white, just not white. Come again? Okay, so you're white, just not, white. I'm not white? No, you are, just how white am I? You're a different kind of white. How many kinds are there? What kind of white am I? You're Hungarian white. Is that not white enough? If I'm Hungarian white, then you are just American white. Yeah, we're white, and you are just white. I don't understand. Okay. So you know, Stalin's white, but he's Georgian white. Stalin's not white? No, just a different kind of white. Am I less white? No. Okay, listen. We are salt and pepper. You are paprika white. Oh. You guys are bland. You guys. I panicked for a hot minute. I thought I wasn't pure white because my ancestors aren't inbred. My ancestors didn't sacrifice enough black people on a burning cross to purify me enough to be white enough. I heard a friend once say to someone on the phone, Hungarian is white. I don't know what color I am anymore. This is where my identity crisis began. Because being pale and born in Europe doesn't make you white. Maybe this is the long-term effect of white people whose response to racism is, I'm colorblind. But you forget, you don't need to see color to see shade. You don't need to see color to see poverty, to see violence, to see border that separates us. You treat people different because of their color and tell them there is no color. So maybe you are colorblind and it bothers you. So you try to differentiate, not knowing which category to put me into. There are different shades of black depending on how much white or brown is in it. If you're mixed, you aren't even a color, you are just mixed. The point is, I've accepted my privileges, and I want to acknowledge my privileges, because I'm still debating whether or not I should complain, whether I should write this poem, because unlike my friend, I don't have to fear for my life walking past the police station while surrounding myself with people who are the same color as me. Can I really allow myself to complain? My answer is, once people hear my father's accent, they start talking to me slower and ask with a smile where I'm from, because I don't have an accent until he does. My answer is, my older brother, who's a straight white man, started getting paid less once his boss found out he's an immigrant. My answer is, apparently I'm not white enough because I season my food. When my mother got a tan, because of her accent, people thought she was Hispanic and started throwing blades of racial slurs and sexual innuendos at her. Mother never got a tan again. I wonder if we get treated this way because we get associated with people of color, because we immigrated here instead of colonized. I want to acknowledge my privilege, not to show off or rub in, but because I want to acknowledge the border. I want to acknowledge the fact that when I stole from my teacher's classroom, the teacher thought it was the brown kids who couldn't dress as well. I want to acknowledge, because I've never been told not to speak my mother tongue. Because making yourself colorblind does not make the problem go away. You are just blind to it. So fuck it. I'm just gonna grab my extra white canvas and paint with the colors of the wind, because when we stole this land, we stole all its resources. And don't you know, the wind holds all the colors. And I will use every single one. All of the colors. I am an artist, and I paint. And my painting is beautiful and majestic because these colors make my art for me. Too bad. You don't get to see just how beautiful and majestic my painting is. You're colorblind.
I thought that poem was going somewhere else. She brought it back to the bottom of the map. Thank you for that. We're just gonna keep rolling. I ain't even gonna dive in that one too much. DeMonica, you ready? She ready. Clap it up. Speak your truth, young queen.
After the first poetry slam or the first open mic we had here, I realized that I have not been writing that much lately, so I decided to start again. And when I had to perform the second time, when I was here, my ex had walked in, and that's just a whole mess right there. So I decided to write a poem about that because, oh man, that guy messed me up. So here it goes. This message is for the person who took away a part of my essence. I used to have a constant twinkle in my eyes, but when you walk into the room, that twinkle becomes a spark, and it sparks a flame, and damn, sometimes I wish that flame would burn down your fucking house. I used to have no details about my life to hide, and I'm not even allowed to speak about the pain you caused me. I used to have confidence in my stride, but I haven't walked the same since you wouldn't get off me, and I am not allowed to even say your name. I don't know why I even abide by these stupid rules. Do these people realize how cruel it is that I even have to see your face? The system isn't on my side, and I couldn't even find a car ride to court, so what do? I've been branded every slut-shaming name you know, man-stealer, homewrecker, slut, whore, hoe, and yes, I've taken some raunchy pictures before, but doesn't clear the thing that you did off the board. It isn't about constant consent, or it is about constant consent, not criminal intent, because I've started to resent saying anything at all. When your weight was on me, I felt so small, my head continuously hitting the wall, no service on my phone to call. Why couldn't I muster up the strength to push you off myself? I don't know what could have happened by the time I called help. If you could do this, then I wonder what else. So I laid there and I cried while I texted my friends and I asked you to stop. I begged for it to end. And after that day, you still wanted to be friends. And I just let you because I'm really fucking dense. And when you're in the room, my whole body gets tense. And for hours, I can't lower my defense. And I shouldn't have to hit you with a stop sign for you to understand consent. But damn, I wish that flame had burned down your house.
Whoa.
Drop something, DJ. We gotta need something after that. Man, you gotta, that's that fire. Drop that fire, man. Fire, man. It's the part in the night where we all get up and dance. Come on, T. Hey, there we go. Come on. Get him. Get him. He's like, nah, I can't even do it. It's like, all right. He's scared. It's like, I'm like, all right, man. Hey, listen, I got a special gift for y'all. Typically, I do. Last week I got invited to a performance. That was an art show, and then there were some artists there as well. A brother that I had met just recently graduated from UW Tacoma. Out here working with the youth. He went and shared some poetry, and I was just like, damn. I think I lost the dread or something that night, man. I was blown away. That's what I'm saying, I was blown away. So everybody, let's give a warm welcome to the stage from my man, Brian Bennett.
And it's called The City of Angels. So I'm gonna try to do it off memory. Low-key might mess up. So we'll see, but here we go. In the City of Angels, the highest population would always be one. And that was you. Because see, honestly, you were so beautiful and you were so perfect that truthfully it makes me nervous because see, meanwhile, I'm hiding behind these motionless curtains that leave me certain that my flaws would never allow me to be perfect. But see, you were so beautiful that if God truly made us in her image, well then I can't wait to die just to tell him how great of a job he did. Because see, when I see you, I want to scream your name to the highest peaks of the stars. I want to inscribe your initials on the tails of comets so you leave trails of your being everywhere you go. See, I really hope I can try to get another time to, I really hope that I can try to get another time to speak to you in the next life hereafter. However, I do know that if that time never comes, I'll just follow that comment that had your initials on it and forever know where to look. As you were forever a beautiful essence and a powerful presence that gave even the most troubled adolescents the closest thing to heaven. So for that, I feel like I can dance to the rhythm and dance to the rhythms of your heartbeats. I feel I can love you in like 47 different ways because those are the chakras where the mind and the heart meets. I once heard that poetry deserves to be read out loud. So if that's the case, then I type your name in all caps every chance I get. And I also once heard that if love is blind, then I one day hope I can rub your back like Braille and listen to the stories that your body never got to tell. See, it forever amazed me how my eyes were able to comprehend a beauty as divine as yours. Yeah, it forever amazed me how my eyes were able to comprehend a beauty as divine as yours. And I remember the first time that you called me by name, as that was the most melodic collection of sounds I ever heard. I'm gonna just stop right there, low-key. So I'm trying to do it off my memory, but I can't remember. But I'll stop right there.
On the gram, you know what I'm saying? Follow me on the gram if y'all don't. At the Lost Boy _ Shao. All right, Shao. SHAO. It's a title. Okay, it just means dope ass person, really, and that's me. So, anyways, let's see what we got. This one I like to open up the floor for anybody who got something that they might want to come up here and say, an act that they might want to come up here and do. Anybody? Okay, hold on. See, I knew this shit was gonna happen. Y'all be doing this all the damn time. Show up, act like y'all ain't got nothing to say. That's crazy. So, who coming? Yeah, let's go. You coming? We gonna wait? Ain't got no bars for us? I done heard you too. Yeah, I done heard you too. So you can't play me. Hey, clap him up. Radio. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna say one and then we coming back. So y'all be ready. All right. I'll let the DJ go. Ooh, I got it. All right, so I'm gonna take y'all on the time. I had like two other poems. I pulled aside a few. I was like, okay, this one might fit tonight, this one might fit tonight, this one. But this one kind of This one's kind of dope. I've been meaning to do this one actually too, because my man's birthday just passed. So, for those of you who don't know, I used to be in law enforcement. I used to look a little bit different than this. You know, I had short hair. I was about the same size though, but I was about the same size though. There you go. I had short hair, my shit was shaved, and all of that stuff, or whatever. And the police academy is out here. I was for my old university, Eastern Washington University. That's who I worked for. And we went to the police academy out here. It's just right up the street in Burien. And man, that's probably one of the hardest experiences of my life, just due to the fact that I disagree with almost everything. So I'm just in there being like just so challenged or whatever. And there was a couple of major events that happened when I was in law enforcement. And one of them was the verdict of Trayvon Martin, the death and verdict of Trayvon Martin, that whole case. And that shit pissed me off that day that it came out. And I used to have this water spot that I go to in Normandy Park. And I just sat there and, man, I just wrote. And I wrote a letter to my man. It's called Dear Trayvon. Dear Trayvon, I work for a government I don't support. What does this mean? Sell out? To some, yeah. But to me, I'm just a man with a dream. See, I want to be the change that I want to see, because I'm tired of people dying who look just like me. A badge for honor, but a heart without dignity is like a man whose soul is helpless and empty. Killing is one thing, being murdered another. We march for white on black at the same time, condoning brother on brother. Death is death with just a pull of a trigger, but it hurts just a little worse when you see him as just another nigga. See, society is backwards, because it's not the death we mourn, yet the injustices we see that leaves these streets torn. A flawed system, but the people make the rules. What people? Is it them or is it you? So what is it that people are left to do? Besides breed injustice and watch the malice in us reproduce like oxygen on a tree, from seed to shining sea, sweeping away kids, young boys, and people just trying to watch a movie. It seems as if we are surrounded by tragedy. One nation under God said now seems to just be blasphemy. God is on the minds of many, but in the hearts of few. But in the mouths of all when troubles brew. Tell me, why are we surprised that society acts out what we think and see? The actions in our heads are just episodes on TV. So in a sense, we have made society into habits, and TV is now we, the people, who tried to form a more perfect union with deaths that are unjust, while domestic tranquility went out with the dust, while in came a common defense, neglecting the welfare of those who had a different color skin, while the blessings of liberty and prosperity came to those of the future generations who were not in chains, only to keep systematic oppression engraved, and to those less fortunate, leaving us all mentally enslaved. Withholding truths which were once self-evident, attempting to kill us off, claiming the glove doesn't fit, funding the same men who killed little Emmett, freeing the way to take out 4 little girls in the basement, while these unalienable rights the man got bored with are the only ones, and the only ones with rights are those who can afford it. These deaths we mourn, but who are we to tell? We only find out because the media has stories to sell. Which better than the oldest in the book? Headlines read, just another brother with his life took, just another family left shook. While some are still mourning Sandy Hook, there was a war in Chicago where no one wants to look. Church groups taking trips to the motherland just to have write-offs to Uncle Sam. Shit, all I see is people trying to get their cake up. I wish we could all just wake up. All right. My man's trying to find some clean content or whatever, so we're gonna have a surprise back. DeMonica, you got one more for us, D?
Love you too. So I was just trying to figure out something else I could perform, and I had to tell my boyfriend not to get offended because it's about someone else from way before. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Oh, heck no. It's definitely not about Cougar in any way. You'll hear why. I'm not in love with you, I'm just lonely. I'm infatuated, but I know it's fake. I've gotten hurt so many times, how many more will it take? I want you to be free. Don't let me stray you from your life. You deserve someone better than me as your wife. Spending that time together was a mistake. I knew at the time, I knew better. It was all just a trap to another heartache. And I've cried so many tears over someone who I shouldn't care about the way that I do. I've cried so many tears over a love that was not true. And you still love her, and that's a girl I'll never be. And I still love him, but does anyone love me? That's the question. Or am I just hopelessly a slave to unrequited love?
Jab. All right. Let's give some shout outs. Let's see. Right here on the camera, we have Gabrielle Prawl. Clap it up for her. She's videotaping this for us. You know, a little bit about her. She has her own brand, making people's brands, whatever. She made my website, helped develop a lot of my stuff. You guys can check it out, evancook.com, but the E is a 3. So it'd be 3vancook.com. Check me out, man. But that's hard work. So we do this because, whenever artists get ready, that's who I'm gonna send you guys to. When you guys are ready to have a brand, that's who I'm gonna send you guys to. What's up? You got a question or something? You got a shout out? Hold on real quick. All right. I got you though. That actually just gave me a good ass idea. So thanks. Then also, we got to clap it up for Danielle and United Way. They provided the food. Oh, you want to come up and... Okay. She be shy sometimes. I provided the drink, so y'all ain't got to shout me out. It's cool. I appreciate y'all. Thirsty ass. That's funny. Oh, shit. Man, still ain't got no content. So what I did was oh my God. See, this is the part of the night I swear I'll be loving, because there's always be that random. Hold on 1 second. Who was you going to shout out?
I was going to shout out all the women in here tonight. Happy Women's Day. All y'all are beautiful and goddesses.
Hey, shout out to the ladies. Shout out to the ladies. I love women too. I'm all for it. We ain't going to go there. All right. Yes, Queen, please come up and share your piece. I'd love to hear it. Clap her up. Smack her up. Come speak your truth.
Hello, my name is Mo. I've never performed before, so excuse me if I get all shaky. I'm kind of nervous. And, okay, here we go. All right. This is a poem that I wrote like 2 years ago, because I was going through some stuff, and I can kind of relate to it right now. So, okay, here we go. God has a plan for me, I know it, but time is on his side, so I'll wait for him to show it. It's easy for me to lose patience, easy for me to cry. My world's dark and cold and windy, so it's hard for me to fly. I shut my eyes as the salty water flows, leaving traces of self-pity, but not details of my woes. When I say what hurts out loud, I feel regret and shame. When you listen for the cause of sorrow, there's only me to blame. My voice is getting tired, my ears are getting sick of hearing the same sob story, complaining about the same shit. I'm beginning to lose Monisha, beginning to lose my sanity, becoming the crazy bitch and forgetting my humanity. All I want is a little love. All I need is a lot of stability. How long do I have to wait? So many lessons of humility. There I go again, constantly losing my patience, begging for someone to vent to or simplify my complications. Get with it or get done. Get with it or get gone is what my mind would tell. But my heart is full of fear and these doubts I can't dispel. What if is my ultimate nemesis, stopping me in my tracks. When there's light at the end of the tunnel, there's my cue to call right back. Through my eyes, you'll learn a lot, but it's foggy in the mirror. I try to be the old me, to make my vision clear. But I'm not that girl anymore. All innocent and sweet. I still make bad decisions though. Still trip over my feet. How can one be intellectual but not make the same mistakes? That usually means you're foolish, but I'll let that thought escape. Denial slowly kills, worse than eating too much salt. Resigned acceptance can kill too, could put confidence to a halt.
Share that too. My bad, I had to share that little story. Well, see, hey, that's that shit that I love though, because you said you wrote that 2 years ago, but I saw you over there. I'm gonna hit him with this one. Ain't even gonna see what coming. He said, open mic, huh? So thank you for that. Clap her up again, please. Brother Rashid, is you ready, man? Come speak your truth, King.
Clap it up. You guys know what's gonna go on. You guys already know. I'm finna give you guys a real skit, you know what I mean? Hey, listen, shout out to Mo, that's my homegirl. I caught her out and she did her thing. I didn't know she was gonna do that, but she did that. Alright? This is my truth, nobody judge it. You know, I come from hard backgrounds, but I'm successful. I made it out. And now I can rap about everything I've been through, you know what I mean? And shout out to the youth, that's why we're here. For the kids, for the youth, you know what I mean? It's for you guys, so let's do it, drop that. Yeah. I'm gonna give you guys 4 songs. Go ahead, turn it in.
I done seen the wire. I'm a firm believer, you know?
The squad became excessive, I can never get that time back. So lately I've been rapping with my heart to define rap. The streets got a hold on me, I can never leave that. 23, with more life than a lean cat. There's some prayers in the air for where I be at. I could've died years ago, I didn't have my strap. I remember Philip died, that shit was devastating. Years later, we lost Louis and I damn near faded. I thank the Lord every day, he was in my favor. If it wasn't for my son, I'd be out here ganging. Gang enhancements got a cold way to stop advancements. Gave you 10 as a kid just to keep you stagnant. Now you stuck at the bottom with no elevators. In due time, use your mind and you elevated. In the midst of all this darkness where you found your greatness. In the midst of all this dark, you found foundation. What goes up must come down, now you at the top. Now these leeches come around cause you haven't guap. Now these women doing stuff that you really love. In the streets lay your name cause you really thug. Oh, you's a diamond, you was shining, you was in the rough. You's a diamond, you was shining, you was in the rough. Let's get it right, I love my brothers, but I cannot save you. They wanna beat us mentally so they can enslave us. Way before this rap, way before this rap, I'm famous. Way before this rap, way before this rap, I'm famous. Let's get it right, I love my brothers, but I cannot save you. They wanna beat us mentally so they can enslave us. Way before this rap, way before this rap, I'm famous. Way before this rap, way before this rap, I'm famous. Congratulations on your destination. You arose from the cracks of the dirty pavement. People doubted you, now you get to see their faces. You arose from the trap where the smack is dangerous. You arose from the blind to see the purest places. Gentle heart was hard to find, you was built with greatness. Yeah. I was caught up in the light, it was captivating. Almost lost my soul to it, but he had my favor. I remember being broke, use your imagination. Hey, let me sleep in your garage, we ran out of places. Hey, let me be the one to call when you don't got nobody. And when you feel like falling down, let me stand beside you. I know a lot of people left you, but I'm here to guide you. Hold your hand, I'll be the one to guide you. What goes up must come down, now you at the top. Now these leeches come around cause you haven't guap. Now these people doing stuff that you really love. In the streets love your name cause you really thug. Or use the diamond, you was shining, you was in the rough. Use the diamond, you was shining, you was in the rough. Let's get it right, I love my brothers, but I cannot save you. They wanna beat us mentally so they can enslave us. Way before this rap, way before this rap, I'm famous. Way before this rap, way before this rap, I made it. Let's get it right, I love my brothers, but I cannot save you. They wanna beat us mentally so they can enslave us. Way before this rap, way before this rap, I'm famous. Way before this rap, way before this rap, I made it. Hey, excuse me, hey, the sound is a little off to me, but I'm trying to make it work, I don't know. Fuck it. We're gonna keep it going. Let's go. Turn up. I wrote this song about my family, you know what I mean? It's a deep one. I fuck with it though, it's a good song. Yeah. Lost love, lost hope, lost love, lost dope. They ain't been, where I been, where I'm at, so I'm home. Lost niggas to the pen, dog, ain't never coming home. Lost Phillip at a young age, I wish he wasn't gone. Lost Squeeze, lost Snowy, lost Yella, lost Randy. At night I'm losing sleep, but they couldn't understand it. My dope, so I know this game that took a toll. She used to be a model, now with no stuff in the blow. Daddy's having problems with his girlfriends. I don't know, guess it's how it goes. When your kid's mom lost her soul, my brother's on the way to destruction. Messing with these setup hoes, my family wasn't like the Bel Air. Had a broken home, my older sister's story. Took a trip down Rocky Road. Used to put her body on somebody just to get her stone. My big bro, always been a liar. Put the flame to the fire, but I still love him though. Everybody cry whoop, but there's just sometimes I wanna cry. We didn't have a cup. Clean in the kitchen, mama, forgive my bluntness, but they better listen, cause we didn't have a choice. Survival was a given. Hustle for the family we can eat. If not, this ain't been the first time we done went weeks. My sister's on dope. She used to be a model. Daddy's having problems. I guess it's how it goes. Came with broken homes.
Walking with these center homes. Had a broken home.
Rock and roll. Lost family, lost hope, lost love, lost dope. They ain't been where I been, where I'm at, so I'm on. Lost niggas to the pen, dog, ain't never coming home. Lost Phillip at a young age, I wish he wasn't gone. Lost Squeeze, lost Snowy, lost Yella, lost Randy. At night I'm losing sleep, but they never understand it. My heart's full of concrete, I don't get no sleep. Everyone I love is either dead or probably hurt me. The closest one to me hurt me bad. It was small cheese, I wonder how he feels when he see me in his envy. And that good eat him up, so he can't mess with me. And that small shit was small, then the small shit was filthy. You put me down, so I'm knowing it get worse. Every time I'm doing good, deep inside you'll be hurt. And I never meant to hurt you, you the one that I would run to. Everyone was on your head, I'm the one that you would come to. While I down the homies for you, I ain't tripping, you my blood. And if the boys came and got me, I did it out of love. I ain't never meant to get you, I ain't never had to cross you. All the shit you doing now, I'm not around, they go off you. You always been my brother, we slept in cars together. If mommy was alive, she would tell you to do better. You's a grown ass man.
And I ain't even meant to, you know what I mean, wear my body or I may hurt nobody's feelings. If anybody was offended by this track, just know I'm spitting it real, you know what I mean? I'm just telling my story for what it is, you know what I mean? I can't sugarcoat shit no more, you know what I mean? So I mean, there's no offense to nobody.
Just telling my truth through music. Lost family, lost hope, lost love, lost dope. They ain't been where I been, where I'm at, so I'm on. Lost niggas to the pen, dog, ain't never coming home. Lost Phillip at a young age, I wish he wasn't gone. Lost Squeeze, lost Snowy, lost Yella, lost Randy. At night I'm losing sleep, but they never understand it. For real. Good. Next track. Nah, take it up, take it up with God. Oh, we can do this one real quick. We'll do this one. We'll do this one. one's a little hyphier, you know what I mean? Different type of flow. We do all type of music, you know? Lately I've been trying to find my bus. I made a promise to my family that I wouldn't be a thug, but I kinda got caught up in the drugs. I mean the guns and the drugs kinda turned me to a thug. Now this lifestyle I couldn't get enough. I told them all I wanna rap in a trap, run it up. Now it's back to the flow with the stuff. Shit, I relax on the flow when I'm up. I'm back moving. I can see you rappers plateauing, but I'm still getting better as I go. I think it's time that I show them it's bigger than this music y'all been posting. Y'all ain't really preaching to the hopeless. Y'all can take me off my focus. Y'all ain't never been where I been. If you better at this rap, grab a pen. I'll leave them in a trench, upside down, hanging from a stick. And every time a pig flies, you get a wish for it. Hey, turn the bass up a little bit. I can't hear that shit. Yeah. Telling my truth. Yeah, it's not enough. I can see them hating coming up. Where you at, but where you touch, you real cast in the clutch. I can never tell on what I love. I can never be like one of y'all. I gotta keep a semi tuck. Lately, I've been trying to run it up. Every time I see a piece, she trying to give up for what? Y'all ain't never helped it coming up. Y'all ain't never helped me coming up, so, well, lately I've been trying to find my buzz. I made a promise to my family that I wouldn't be a thug, but I kinda got caught up in the drugs. I mean the guns and the drugs kinda turned me to a thug. Now this lifestyle I couldn't get enough. I told them all I wanna rap in a trap, run it up, so it's back to the flow with the stuff. Shit, I relax on the floor when I'm up. Take it up with God, last one. Love this song right here. Hey, if you guys haven't seen this video, go look it up on YouTube. Diggs, Take It Up With God. It's one of my favorite songs. I wrote this in Walla Walla. On lockdown. It's one of my favorite songs. For real. Hey. We all thuggin', ain't no love in it. This is how we come different. Mama lost her son in it. Who am I? We had our ties in it. Couldn't really quiet for him. I done lost 5 hitters. I got some friends that's gonna die in prison. Could've been a different man. All his life he ran with killers. He got a daughter, he don't never see her. But he got a good girl, I'm hoping she don't never leave him. Don't get it twisted, I'm still thuggin', baby. Know you seen the pictures of me. That'll mean that shit ain't crazy. Hoping that I make it out. You should probably pray for me. 50-50 chance I'ma splash if they came for me. But I'm still having things. The brothers gon' pay for it. My bro, he had the big range. I just wanna change cars. All this shit is all the same. They don't understand my pain. You notice when they speak, they tweet, they never say my name. Always there when it's sunny, but they never seen the rain. Don't ask me if I love you, baby. That just means I've been through things. Everybody's loyal till they speak up to the cop. My baby mama, she a top and hate to see me at the top. I don't mean to speak of death, but I've seen it often. How many times an owl lies in up in the coffin? How many people really failed, but they could have made it? How many preachers go and tell them, but they been in slavery? Like who the fuck is y'all people's educators? Could have had it all like a deal, but you're not in favor. I mean, we could have had it all like a deal, but you're not in favor. I know you hurting, but just keep your patience. All the time you sitting down, that just watch your levitation. You see them hating, that's the devil waiting. Party with a shingle clip, and that'll leave them hella cases. Another body, that's the way of nature. Cold in the streets, but it wasn't how your mama raised you. And I can't see past this money, homie. Learn to be disciplined. Gotta keep the people off it. Never spend too much, just enough to keep it going. We backed in with Mac 10s. Where was you when shit was funky? Cody got a pill now. Hope you get that 30 off him. Had to walk the 7 off me. Time in jail was very costly. I watched my bro walk a double off. Had to put him on with a lick, so take the bezels off. 6 in the morning, clock and whips about the catalog. All money in, no money out, I watch the game evolve. I came away from the busy halls. Smell like somebody caught a body in them busy stores. I don't mean to speak of death, but I've seen it often. How many times the allies end up in the coffin? How many people really failed, but they could have made it? How many bitches go and tell them, but they been in slavery? Like who the fuck is y'all people's educators? Could have had it all like a deal, but you're not in favor. I know you hurting, but just keep your patience. All the time you sitting down, that just about your levitation. You see him hating, that's the devil waiting. I don't mean to speak to death, but I see it often. How many times an allies end up in the coffin? How many people really failed, but they couldn't made it? How many bitches go and tell them put their man in slavery? Like who the fuck is y'all? People's educators could've had it all like a deal, but you're not in favor. I mean, they could've had it all like a deal, but you're not in favor. I know you're hurting, but just keep your patience. All the time you sitting down, that is about your levitation. You see him hating, that's the devil waiting. I rap real life. For real. Thank you guys for listening.
I go by Lil Maniac too, so if you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me at Lil Maniac _. I need a blessing, niggas been stressing. Into the passes, get out the message. Hoes to be extra, niggas be flexing. Thought you was old, but I guess it's a lesson. See you stepping, fuck all that acting. Find out the addy and get your shit cracking. Niggas ain't trapping, posted them lacking. Mac with the second, the piss be accurate. I need a blessing, niggas been stressing. Into the passes and get out the message. Hoes to be extra, niggas be flexing. Thought you was old, but I guess it's a lesson. See you stepping, fuck all that acting. Find out the addy and get your shit cracking. Niggas ain't trapping, posted up lacking. Mac with the second, the piss be accurate. Mac in the neck, we go hard with them hoes. Take from my mans, we gon' even the score. Post where you at, we gon' knock at your door. Know this shit cold, but we live with those hoes. So we see cold. Oh, Standing on one of my feet in the snow. Look up the God, say I'm ready to go. Pack on my bags and I'm hitting the road. Niggas ain't love you, the meaning you gone. Two in the clip, I put one in my dome. One where they hell, cause that ticket ain't home. Stuck in the mix, trying to fix on my wrong. Just as a bitch, love her ass and thongs. Know it ain't real, but the feeling we on. I need a blessing, niggas been stressing. Pay to the passes, get out the message. Hoes to be extra, niggas be flexing. Thought you was over, I guess it's a lesson. See you, we stepping, fuck all that acting. Find out the addy and get your shit cracking. Niggas ain't trapping, posted up lacking. Man with the second, the bitch be accurate. I need a blessing, niggas been stressing. Pay to the passes, get out the message. Hoes to be extra, niggas be flexing. Thought you was over, I guess it's a lesson. See you, we stepping, fuck all that acting. Find out the addy and get your shit cracking. Niggas ain't trapping, posted up lacking. Man with the second, the bitch be acting. I'm screaming SOS, got pressure on my chest. These niggas ain't no threat, therefore they talk my shit. She be my faithful bitch, that perfect angle bitch. I tell her ain't no bitch, then shoot a fake old bitch. Been living life so wrong, this ain't no ice cream zone. I'm really on my own, in my Akon tone. Now nigga fix your bitch, before you fix your lips and get your torso ripped. I'll rip your cord then dip. I need a blessing, niggas been stressing. Pay to the passes, get out the message. Hoes to be extra, niggas be flexing. Thought you was old, but I guess it's a lesson. See we stepping, fuck all that acting. Yeah. Hey, when the beat finally got that, they gon' go hard. It's the mind of a maniac, minister back with a jetpack. Jimmy Neutron got a black bag. I'ma pull up on the scene with all black flags. With your girl in the back with a Gucci backpack. I'm a motherfucking beast, about to hit his pistols cutting boom boom. That's a motherfucking like it. Thought you called a nigga slipping. Got a motherfucking laugh now, down later. Got a motherfucking cap, yeah. Up, left, right, got a cheat code. See you coming through the motherfucking peephole. Swimming deep in his pussies, call me Nemo. Brains all in the street, got a free code. 30 clip, man, hanging on my jean hole. Blowing weed in the back full of endo. Fresher than an extra large bag of Mentos. Never broke, swinging yo with the benzo. I got a couple hundred racks, nigga, stacked up on them tracks, nigga. Pull up on the scene with a mask, nigga. For Freddy with these raps, nigga. Cutting through the tracks, nigga. All about the minutes and the rats, nigga. Rich and famous is a pattern, nigga. J's with a juvie, nigga. All with a ruby, nigga. Stupid, no retarded, nigga. Think that pussy farted, nigga. Hope that pussy farted, nigga. Bet that pussy farted. I'm back at it again, steady spitting fire from the den. Repetitive being wrong like the line that I am. The cleaner, the verse, the better that I am. No violence and violence, steady spitting fire from the den. Back at it again with the G nights, get a clean night. Yeah, I think I need a clean white with a clean white. Fit a crib walk when I walk off. Set the dogs off with a sawed off. Better stall, y'all, you're broke as fuck. Now you choking up, but fuck a nigga. this shit. I'm proud as fuck. Never had a dad, I'm my own dad. Made myself a man, made myself happy. Don't come at me with that son shit. Might get slapped or something for that dumb shit. Like I'm hard as fuck since a little nigga. Now I'm bad as fuck. Said labeled as a menace, so I even stepped out like damn. How the hell a nigga pull a nigga now cuffed up when I was just a teen? He ain't free me. Cops started running around like a cousin kid like them. How the hell a nigga ain't supposed to breathe like them? How the hell a nigga ain't supposed to live like boom boom clap? Hit the start of my gun. Other niggas shooting back and other niggas trying to run. I'm a motherfucking savage nigga, word to the G-code. Squeezing on the trigger like a motherfucking limit, codeine in my blood. How a motherfucking limit, drop pills, ease the pain. Got a motherfucking tripping long like a cut short. Cause these motherfuckers picking color skin on the nigga. Got a motherfucking flicker, RP to my little niggas missing. And RP to my little niggas missing. It's the mind of a maniac, better stuff back with a jetpack. Jimmy bitch, I got a blast back. I'ma pull up on the scene with an all black flag. Put your girl in the back with a Gucci backpack. I'm a motherfucking beast, about to hit it, cause I'm clapping, boom, boom, bam, bam. That's a motherfucking like it. Thought you caught a nigga slipping, got a motherfucking laughing, now later, got a motherfucking cameo. Snapback with a backpack, LV with the chain, better nigga finna cap that. Better nigga wanna tap that. Wax on, wax off, better nigga finna rap that. Switch tits with a fat back, make it rain on the ass, better nigga finna stash that. Student bloods better match that. Mine gone from the shit, better nigga finna tap that. Tell a bitch nigga to get out his feelings. I'm up in shit just to pop in the pillin'. I'm roasting these bitches like peanuts and chicken. Grip on the stick like a new pair of titties. You new to this shit, man, you softer than pillars. Issues on issues, man, you need a tissue. You trust some more bitches that ain't gonna miss you. When I up my shit, then I pop it and kill. It's the mind of a maniac, better stuff back with a jetpack. Jimmy Neutron got a blast bag. I'ma pull up on the scene with an all black flag. Put your girl in the back with a Gucci backpack. I'm a motherfucking beast, about to hit it cause I'm clapping, boom, boom, bam, bam. Got some motherfucking like it, thought you caught a nigga slipping. Got a motherfucking laugh, now I die later. Got a motherfucking caviar.
Well, damn. Which brings us to our conclusion. Hey, clap him up though. Yeah, clap my man up though. My man has flow. Like it's crazy though, cause you know what I'm saying. Like, it's speak your truth, and we titled it that, like, you know, for the reason to give people the space to say what's on their heart. As an artist, you know, sometimes you're kind of sensitive about your content. You know, man was a little explicit. You know what I mean? But that's my man's truth. You know what I'm saying? So we just gotta respect that and honor that, just as we do with all stories. So we're gonna close, and I got one more for you guys, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. All right? That cool with y'all?
Yeah.
Good. I wouldn't give a shit. Playing. You know, I like to preface my shit. I wrote this back in the day, 2012. That's back in the day. It's probably like, what, 12? But I wrote this back in 2012, you know, because like I always wonder, you know, I used to speak a lot of that Facebook talk, you know what I'm saying? You guys see a lot of dialogue on Facebook, a lot of debates, so a lot of information be shared nowadays. And I was one of those people that was into that. And I always just wondered, like, you know, do people actually listen to what the fuck I got to say? No. You know? So, damn boy, how old is you? Deep ass voice. Motherfucker, you look 30. Anyway, it's called When I Speak. When I speak, do you hear what I have to say or listen to what I'm saying? Do my words resonate through your ears and condemn your thoughts, take prisoner your conscience and make your mind walk? When I speak, are my words heard or do they float over ignorant heads with deaf ears and empty souls who search this world for answers but deny problems and pass blame and stay silent when it comes time to solve them? When I speak, do you understand the point for which I talk? Not to get snaps, claps, or Twitter follows, but to guide the weak from the sanctimonious wolves dressed as sheep that prey on the meek, making profit off of lies and deceit, while the government masochistically manufactures metaphors, manipulating the minds, making mass murderers every other week. When I speak, do you comprehend what you should let in to help liberate our minds and souls from the systematic oppression that's hidden in the message that we neglect to see because we are so blinded by the exploitation that fixates our minds on materials like Jordans and 4G, or social networks, or social media. That gets you hooked like a crack fiend, making people political protest and preachers with solutions, posting statuses, calling it the start of their inglorious revolution, but from behind your computer screen. While the man snickers and ties his handbag laughing because the revolution won't be televised, but it will be hashtagged when I speak. Do you know that I just want you to wake up? Wake up and see what this nation can be, then step back and see what it is. And know that unless we stand up against ourselves, we won't have a place for our unborn kids to learn and grow and help others in need. Get back to natural living and destroy these mutated seeds. Revive this nation that only knows chaos, hunger, and greed, and teach them that love, kindness, and peace is the only American dream. That's all I want you to know when I speak. Hey, thank you all for coming out tonight. This is Speak Your Truth. I appreciate you for allowing me to share yours. And I appreciate everybody who came up here and shared theirs as well. All right? Hey, I'm going to keep y'all posted on when this video drop. And, hey, I'll see y'all week after next. All right? DJ, drop that shit.
This is my life. And these motherfuckers.